Music by DUDE.
Speak Black to Me. Speak Black to Me, a dynamic space of Black discourse where we engage in the process of elevating and transforming the mind.
We're on a peaceful pathway approaching the crocodiles. Yes. This tree.
This is an amazing tree right here.
This is part of us. This is part of me, and I am part of this tree. And it is so estimatedly 500 years old tree, but 95.9% of Gambians have respect of tree like these. Cotton tree, baobab tree, we don't cut them down because they've been serving us for so long. This tree is very important because in a history, our people, before they build block fences or block houses, they were living on the trees because they believe the nature is the reality to the life of a mankind. Yeah, so that's why they live in the houses, like they build things like these as houses and they live. They never do only to make it for the houses, they do it for they did schooling too. Because what happened, every 4-5 years in those days, about 100 years ago, down to 200 years ago, the elders of the village, in every 5 years, they will bring young boys at the age of 10 to 15 years, almost 300 to 400 of these kids from all the neighboring villages, and they would take them to the bush, tree presses under the tree like these, and this is where they do local circumcision. And when they circumcise these kids, these young boys, they stay there for 3 months for a reason. That's 3 months. They will allow them to have 3 weeks of healing process, and they don't get Western medicine at the time. They are very good with the herbs and the trees and the leaves of the trees where to cure these kids. So that after 3 weeks, they're all done, they're cured. Now, 1 month, 2 months, 1 week is all left now with teaching. They touch these kids. What they touch them with is moral, discipline, respect, love for one another, respect the elders, and elders have to feel for the young ones. That's why in Africa at the time, the huge responsibility depends on all the elders from all across the neighboring villages. It doesn't matter. In here we do not have a system like those kids or that child is my child and that is your child. No, all children are child of all elders in the village. So that's why every elder at the village at the time has a right and responsibility to correct all the kids if they're seen doing wrong. You know, you stop them and they do it again, you have a right to get a little stick like that and flog the guy, the child. If he or she cry back home, the parents have no doubt in their mind, and they wouldn't ask him or her, what have you done, or who had beat you. They knew exactly in their mind quickly he or she was wrong outside. That's why he was being punished by another. So if you're not the lucky child of the day, your parents will add more. So all this teaching happens. As a child or young man, you're sitting on the chair, you see elder come, you get up, you give the honor, they have to sit. And don't look at the elders when you're talking to them, don't look directly in their eyes. You lower your head down. If you have a hurt on your head, you take the hurt off. You know, and when they send you to do anything, you do it without no complaint. So this is the teaching that has even continued even today in my generation. But because today something happened that my generation people are trying to adopt quickly of a Western life. That means no one has to correct anyone's child. So you might go to report by the police and you got arrested. But most of the communities, they stick to the old cultures. They want to do that. And the parents of all kids will say to each other, look, my child is your child. You see him or her doing anything wrong, It's your responsibility to correct him or her. If you don't, that means I myself would never forgive you. So no matter what civilization came, so-called Western civilization, we stick to what we have, what we born to meet our people. We're doing it. So that's why these trees are so important. And also, one time we used this tree as a telephone communication, because when you hit it, it sounds hollow. So villagers can communicate with something trouble another village. They will hit the tree. The neighboring village will understand something going on there. We have to go and answer to the call. So this was a more telephone that we don't pay no bills at the time. Like the telephones our handies we have, today we pay so much bill from them, So that's why these trees are so important, and we respect them. We never want to cut them down. Yeah.
Another moment of Speak Black to Me. The tradition of African reality, African cosmology, to understand that nature is our friend, to understand that the trees can be our homes, but also it is under trees of knowledge that we are able to expand our cultural worldview. You heard that if anyone in the village acted out, everyone was accountable for the acting out. Every child belonged to everyone in the village. That there could be a switch taken out and a child could be spanked. Sounds very much like what Africans brought to America. They brought the same system of understanding that no matter where we find ourselves, that we are a child of everyone in the community. This is an African reality, and that Europeans did not bring civilization to African people, because African people were already civilized before the Europeans came into the space. We heard also that the forms of communication by virtue of the tree could send a message to others. So we understood how to communicate long distance a long time ago. Speak Black to Me. What's being grown over here?
That's
Eggplant? I see.
Nimbara.
If you heard that there was no vegetation in West Africa, you'd be sadly mistaken.
Absolutely mistaken.
In this space, traveling through the tracks, we see eggplant on the vine, fields of vegetation.
And
so when those talk about a food shortage,
never been true.
They're not talking about here.
They're not talking about.
There is fruit on the vine.
Look at it. Look at the cabbage. See the cabbage here, man. Look.
Have you ever seen a cabbage? This was information that the Europeans wanted. How do you grow vegetation?
And we don't need no that big machine to do the job for us.
No machine for the job. All organic.
This is only. Look Look at the onions. And look at the eggplant, the size of that egg. Look at that. Ooh, gravy.
I've never seen one that big.
See?
Whoa! Eggplants.